Hello and welcome to the channel. The original Modern Warfare trilogy is one of the best video game series. The gameplay is great and having many memorable moments in its story mode. There are still many moments that are still talked about today. But for this video, I would like to go over the villain of the Modern Warfare series and also known as one of the best villains in the Call of Duty series, Vladimir Makarov.
All warfare is based on deception. For years, the West's hypocrisy has made the world a battlefield. The corrupt talk, while our brothers and sons spill their own blood. Remember, Silver. But deceit cuts both ways. The bigger the lie, the more likely people will believe it. And when a nation cries for vengeance, the lie spreads like a wildfire. The fire builds, devouring everything in its path. Our enemies believe that they alone dictate the course of history. That all it takes is the will of a single man.
The reboot of Modern Warfare does have their own Makarov, but I don't think he compares to the original. And for this video, I would like to explain Makarov's history and all the actions he does throughout the game to show why he is considered to be one of the most evil villains in video game history. And before we start, I hope you enjoyed this video. Liking and subscribing will mean a lot, and comment down if you agree that Makarov is better than Raul, or if you think that Raul is better than Makarov. To start, Makarov was born in 1970 in what was known as the Soviet Union, now known as Russia, and he will be very patriotic to his country. He will join the military and graduate from a good military academy, and from there will be picked up by the Spetsnaz. The Spetsnaz were pretty much Russian special forces, and because he was a good soldier, he will eventually be able to command his own company, but this is when things will fall apart. Not given an exact date, but between 1994 to 1996, Makarov and his company will be involved in some brutal cleansing raids in the First Chechnya War. And to make things worse, the Western countries will have Makarov's name on the top of a suspect list for human rights violations. And the Soviet Union fell during 1991, so the new Russian government will take into account his charges and will just let Makarov discharge from the armed forces. So Makarov will leave the military in 1996. Feeling betrayed by his government, Makarov will join an arms dealer that has a plan to overthrow the government, and that arms dealer will be known as Imram Zakhaev. They pronounce the name two different ways. I'm gonna say Zakhaev because it's much easier. Also, Makarov does not appear in the first Modern Warfare game, but he is in the background of most major events that we get to learn about later in the other two games. So during 1996, Imram Zakhaev will be trafficking weapons and he will do a deal with another country that will involve nuclear material. This will get the attention of the British intelligence and they will send two people to try to assassinate Zakhaev during his deal. At the time, a lieutenant, a main character named Price, will be the one to take the shot. He will only hit and blow off Zakhaev's arm. Price and the other sniper thinks that Zakhaev will die from blood loss and they retreat thinking that Zakhaev will eventually die. But actually, Zakhaev will be able to enter into a car and be driven away to safety, and the driver will be Makarov.
Zakhaev wouldn't want you to miss this. This deal will generate millions for our cause. Money can buy many things, even power. The road to our future begins here, my friend.
Target down. I think you blew off his arm. Shock and blood loss will take care of the rest.
Zakhaev already had an eye out for Makarov since he was part of the Special Forces, and this event will ensure that Zakhaev made the right choice in picking up Makarov. He will be a mentor to Makarov and keep him in the background for major events because he knows that Makarov is aggressive against others, but knows that Makarov is useful for certain things. So Zakhaev will go into hiding, but his party will continue and they are known as the Ultra-Nationalists. They want to overthrow the government and bring back the old rules of the Soviet Union. And to fund the Ultra-Nationalist party, Makarov and other members will commit multiple crimes. Examples are holding people for ransom, human and drug trafficking, and multiple robberies. But other than that, the ultra-nationalists were also committing random attacks. An example is from General Shepard's intel on Makarov, and that Makarov was involved in an attack on a furniture store that killed 100 customers. Zakhaev will meet and help a person named Khalid al-Assad to overthrow the president in the Middle East. The reason he helped al-Assad is because the UK and the US are keeping an eye on the ultra-nationalists, so helping al-Assad will be a good distraction. Zakhaev would have 3 important allies, and their nickname will be the Four Horsemen. There is a picture of the Four Horsemen, and in the picture we see that one is already dead, and a possible explanation is that the game devs didn't think ahead. Or another theory is that this could be al-Assad's right-hand man, but most agree that Makarov is the first horseman. Makarov is also known to be the enforcer of Zakhaev. The second horseman will be Khalid al-Assad, the leader of a military force in the Middle East. And the third horseman will be Viktor Zakhaev, the son of Imran Zakhaev, and will be the leader of the military force of the ultra-nationalists. And then the obvious final member of the horsemen will be Imran Zakhaev, the leader of the ultra-nationalist party. So in 2011, to start off the distraction, Zakhaev will help Khalid al-Assad to kill the president of Saudi Arabia and will also broadcast the execution. The US will respond to this by sending Marines commanded by General Shepard to go capture al-Assad, while the British forces will keep an eye on the ultra-nationalists. The Marines will go into the Middle East but not be able to capture al-Assad as he already has left the country. And to make their luck worse, this happens.
Is everything ready? Do it.
Thousands of souls extinguished by the push of a button.
All U.S. forces be advised. We have a confirmed nuclear threat in the city. NEST teams are on site and attempting to disarm. I repeat, we have a confirmed nuclear...
So 30,000 soldiers will be killed by the nuke, and obvious, General Shepard will want revenge. So while the United States are dealing with that, the British Special Air Service have been trying to help Russia defeat the ultra-nationalists. The British Special Forces that we follow is Captain Price, Soap, Gas, and a few other members. Their call sign is Bravo Team, and they are trying to save their spy named Nikolai, who was captured, and they will go out and save him. After saving him, he will give information on possible hideouts that Khalid al-Assad is hiding at. Since he helped the ultra-nationalists, they will kinda try to protect him after the attack, but Bravo Team will be able to find al-Assad and interrogate him.
Sir, it's his cell phone. Who was that, sir?
Zakhaev. Imran Zakhaev.
And it's at these moments they find out that Zakhaev is still alive and that al-Assad was just a puppet. Russia is now in a civil war, and the ultra-nationalists are taking over the majority of it. Bravo Team will make a plan to get Viktor Zakhaev to see if he could give up the location of his father. But this wouldn't work, as Viktor Zakhaev doesn't want to be captured alive, and he does this.
Don't risk it, hold your fire. So, take his weapon and restrain him.
Вы все равно все скоро сдохнете. Shit, kid's got some issues.
Nice play, this is Bravo 6. Zakhaev's son is dead. We're coming home.
Angry, Imran Zakhaev will hear the news that his son has left the server and will say this iconic speech.
Our so-called leaders prostituted us to the West, destroyed our culture, our economies, our honor. Our blood has been spilled on our soil. My blood on their hands. They are the invaders. All US and British forces will leave Russia immediately or suffer the consequences.
Since the ultra-nationalists were winning the civil war, they will have multiple military bases and will be able to have access to missiles. So Zakhaev wants to use the missiles because the US and the British forces caused the death of his son. Zakhaev will launch 2 missiles towards the United States that have multiple nuclear warheads that could cause millions to die. The US and British forces will be able to stop the missiles, and while at the Russian military base, Bravo Team will get information that Zakhaev is nearby, so they will chase him, but it doesn't work out. While chasing Zakhaev, the team will be trapped on a destroyed bridge, and Bravo team will try to fight the ultranationalists but are losing, and then Zakhaev will go towards them with some soldiers to finish them off. Captain Price and Soap are injured and see Zakhaev is killing their teammates. While walking up, Zakhaev will be distracted by a helicopter from a rebel group, and with these, Soap takes the chance to shoot Zakhaev in the back and kill the other 2 guards. So in the first Modern Warfare game, they already killed all 3 horsemen, leaving only 1 person alive, and that is Makarov. So Makarov will go into hiding after hearing the news of Captain Price and Soap killing Zakhaev, and he will vow revenge against them, since Zakhaev was his mentor. And in 2013, General Shepard will command a new task force known as Task Force 141. Important members of these task force will be Captain Price, Soap, Roach, and Ghost. They will be sent out to capture or kill Makarov, and this operation will be known as Operation Kingfish. But the operation will go wrong, and Captain Price will be captured and taken to the Gulag. After the Russian Civil War of 2011, the people of Russia will actually side with Zakhaev and see him as a war hero, so they will create a statue of him and name an airport after him. And a few years later, in 2016, the ultranationalists will actually win the president seat. So I'm gonna butcher his name, but it is Boris Berezovsky. He is the new Russian president, and he will kick out Makarov because he didn't want to follow the ultranationalist violent reputation, and Makarov, of course, is very violent, so he will kick him out. So the people that will follow Makarov will be known as the Inner Circle, but I am gonna call them the ultranationalists, and anyone following Boris, they will just be known as the Russians. So Makarov will still do attacks randomly on London and Russia, and this just proves that Boris was right on kicking him out of the group, and Shepard is still keeping an eye on Makarov and trying to find ways to kill him. But this is why explaining Modern Warfare 1 is important. General Shepard wants revenge on Makarov, and also General Shepard kind of went crazy after the nuke. General Shepard now wants a war to start so that more people could join the military, and since he has information on Makarov and knows he's an evil person, he knows that a war needs a villain, and who else but Makarov could be that villain. So General Shepard will get a soldier who will eventually be part of the CIA, and that person will be named Alan. Shepard would summarize Makarov to Alan to inspire him on his next mission.
This man, Makarov, is fighting his own war and he has no rules, no boundaries. He doesn't flinch at torture, human trafficking, or genocide. He's not loyal to a flag or a country or any set of ideals. He trades blood for money.
And they will get information that Makarov is going to attack an airport. Alan is going to go undercover, and his nickname is Alexei, and he will be able to join Makarov's crew that will do the attack. So obvious, Shepard had 2 options. He could have told Alexei to stop Makarov before the attack happens, or
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Bang!
С нами Бог. Remember, no Russian.
the famous mission, No Russian, one of the worst acts in video game history, and one of the worst acts that Makarov will commit. Makarov's plan is to attack Zakhaev Airport and frame it that the Americans did it. So they will be using weapons that NATO will use. All will wear gloves, but Alexei doesn't. And to complete it, Makarov will do this at the end of the attack.
Ну, шевелитесь, get in! We've sent a strong message to this attack, Makarov.
That was no message. This is a message.
The Americans thought he could deceive us. When they find that body, all of Russia will cry for war.
So at the end of No Russian, all the evidence that was left behind will point that the Americans did it. Makarov's plan actually would work, and Russia would launch an attack on the United States. So in the Modern Warfare series, Makarov caused World War III. The Russians would launch an attack on the United States, and this will basically be what General Shepard wanted, a war. So now he will have many soldiers under his command. Other than commanding the US soldiers to fight the Russian forces, General Shepard is commanding Task Force 141 to hunt down Makarov. Task Force 141 would look for the people that helped Makarov do the airport attack and take them out and get information that will help them in the future. With the information they will get, they will be able to free Captain Price from the gulag. Captain Price, seeing that everything is going wrong, will plan to take a Russian submarine and use its missile to launch an EMP that will help the US soldiers.
Shepard, are you willing to do what is necessary to win?
Always.
We got ourselves a pretty big fire. Gonna need a huge bang.
You've been in the gulag too long, Price. Focus on taking out Makarov.
No time, sir. We need to end this war today.
I'm not asking you, Price. This is an order. You're to...
Looks like we lost our connection.
Because the missile was from a Russian submarine, the US will give General Shepard money, soldiers, anything to end the war and capture Makarov. So still working with Task Force 141, General Shepard will say that he has found 2 possible hideouts that Makarov is hiding at. Task Force 141 will decide to split up. One group will go to a boneyard and the other to a safe house. General Shepard will also hire a mercenary group called Shadow Company to assist them. So the 2 groups will split up. Captain Price and Soap will go to the boneyard, and the other 2 members, Roach and Ghost, will go to the safe house. Following Ghost and Roach, they will be able to go to the safe house and secure it, but Makarov isn't there. Inside the safe house, there is a lot of information on Makarov, so they decide they could download the information and give it to General Shepard. Some of Makarov's men would try to attack the safe house, but eventually Ghost and Roach will be able to escape it with the information. And when giving it to Shepard, this happens.
You have the DSM. We got it, sir. Good. That's one less loose end. No!
Area is sanitized. All targets destroyed. Solid copy. No movement detected. 2-6 going into holding pattern.
So the reason why General Shepard betrayed the 2 is because the information they had will have exposed that he knew about the airport attack that Makarov did. There is a theory that maybe Makarov and General Shepard were working together. So Captain Price and Soap are still in the boneyard and they will try to warn the other 2, but it was already too late. General Shepard would label them as traitors and they would not be able to receive help from the United States or from the British forces. So while at the boneyard, they have to deal with General Shepard's mercenary group and Makarov's men. Captain Price will be able to contact Makarov and make a little truce with him.
Makarov, this is Price. Shepard's a war hero now. He's got your operations playbook and he's got a blank check. Give me what you got on Shepard and I'll take care of the rest. I know you can hear me on this channel, Makarov. You and I both know you won't last a week.
And neither will you.
Makarov, you ever hear the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Price, one day you're going to find that cuts both ways. Shepard is using Site Hotel Bravo. You know where it is. I'll see you in hell.
Looking forward to it. Give my regards to Zakhaev if you get there first.
So after getting the information from Makarov and getting help from their friend Nikolai, Captain Price and Soap will go after Shepard and be able to kill him. But before they kill him, General Shepard does give the reason behind his actions, which we already know, but I'm gonna play it so you guys could hear it.
5 years ago, I lost 30,000 men in the blink of an eye. And the world just fucking watched. Tomorrow, there will be no shortage of volunteers, no shortage of patriots. I know you understand.
Colonel Shepard is still seen as a war hero, and Captain Price and Soap are on the run. So still in the same year, 2016, now we go into Modern Warfare 3. Russia has failed attacking the United States, but they're still attacking a bit. But the president of Russia is planning to do a peace talk to end the fighting. So of course Makarov doesn't like that the war is about to end, so Makarov convinced some Russian military leaders to join his ultra-nationalist group. And he would tell many other Russians that Boris' peace plan is bad and that vengeance for the airport attack is justified. So the president will be with his daughter and other associates in a plane heading to the peace talk, but then the plane will be attacked by Makarov. When the plane goes down, the daughter of the president will be able to escape with other guards, but the president will not be so lucky.
You know who I am?
Yes.
Then you know what I want.
You're insane.
Russia will take all of Europe, even if it must stand upon a pile of ashes. I want the launch codes, Mr. President.
You'll never get them.
Every man has his weakness. Find the girl.
After capturing the president, Makarov would launch chemical attacks onto Europe.
At 6:22 Greenwich Mean Time, chemical attacks were triggered across Europe.
I repeat, Downing Street is within the contamination radius. Over.
It's being called the worst terror event in history.
This is GIGN HQ. My men are dead or dying. I've been exposed. This is Ramstein. We're under attack.
Roger, we are aware of the gas attack and are sending decon units your way.
Not the gas. We're under attack by Russian ground forces.
Say again, Ramstein. What Russian forces?
The entire Russian army. Request immediate assistance.
Eyewitnesses are now reporting Russian tanks rolling down the Champs-Élysées.
Task Force 141 is now just Captain Price and Soap, but they will get a new member and his name is Yuri. Task Force 141 and the US will actually secretly help each other, and they will be able to take down some people like the one who helped transport those chemical weapons for Makarov. Eventually also will be able to get a location where Makarov is going to go to. So Task Force 141 will go to that location and with help from a rebel group will try to assassinate Makarov. So Soap and Yuri will be in a nearby building high up with snipers. Captain Price and another rebel leader are supposed to go into the building, but the rebel leader doesn't respond. So Captain Price goes alone. They will confirm that Makarov is going into the building, so Captain Price goes in, takes out some of Makarov's guard, and while waiting for Makarov to appear, they get a surprise.
What the hell? Price, who is that?
Makarov.
I'm sorry, Price.
Captain Price. Ад ждет тебя.
Price, get out of there!
Yuri, my friend. You never should have come here.
What the hell is he talking about? Get out now!
So after that, Captain Price will go to Yuri and Soap, and they will carry Soap to safety as he is really injured. They will get him to a medic to try to save him, but he will pass away. But before Soap dies, he will tell Price this.
Price,
I need to know. Makarov knows. Yuri.
So from here, we actually learn about Yuri, and this is also where we get some more information on Makarov.
So trusted you. I thought I could too. So why in bloody hell does Makarov know you?
I was young and patriotic when I first met Vladimir Makarov.
Yuri, wake up. Zakayev wouldn't want you to miss this. This deal will generate millions for our cause. Money can buy many things, even power. The road to our future begins here, my friend.
Что значит маловато? Я думал, мы договорились.
never forgot what we did for him that day. Our reward was power. But power corrupts.
Today, we show the world our true strength. Perhaps it will give you some as well. Is everything ready? Do it.
Thousands of souls extinguished by the push of a button.
Understand, Yuri? This is only the beginning.
This wasn't war. It was madness.
I know what you have done, Yuri. I know what you have told them. My friend, my ally, my betrayer. What happens here today will change the world forever. Nothing can stop this. Not even you.
Remember, no Russian.
So after that conversation, Captain Price and Yuri will get some information on Makarov's plan and attack one of his strongholds, killing a lot of ultranationalists, and they will also be able to get information that the ultranationalists are gonna go get the Russian president's daughter. The US Special Forces will not be able to prevent it, so then they will join with Task Force 141 to go quickly save the president and his daughter and be able to prevent Makarov from getting the launch codes. Now that the Russian president is saved, he will take back power of Russia and he will call off the attacks in the European countries. He also now wants Makarov dead, so anyone who is aligned with him are considered traitors of Russia and will be taken into custody. Makarov will go into hiding, but Captain Price and Yuri will be able to find out that he is hiding in a hotel. The two will gear up and go to the hotel to kill Makarov. The two will fight many of Makarov's men, and Makarov will try to go towards the top of the hotel to escape. Price and Yuri will be able to catch up, but a rocket from a helicopter will be launched, injuring Yuri. With that, Makarov will be able to go on top of the hotel and try to escape by helicopter, but before the helicopter could fly away, Captain Price will jump towards it, and he will be able to kill the two pilots, but the controls will be down, so the helicopter will crash back onto the hotel. Price and Makarov will survive the crash, but still injured from it, and seeing a gun in the middle, both will go towards it. Captain Price will be able to get the gun, but Makarov would take it away from him. And this would be the last cutscene of the game.
Goodbye, Captain Price.
So as Makarov hangs there, that is the end of one of the most evil villain in video game history. Rest in peace to Yuri for saving Captain Price. Makarov does whatever it takes to get what he wants. He doesn't care if he has to lie or kill his own people. His motivations are complex, but we know that he wants revenge and to complete his mentor's goal. Zakhaev wants the old rules of the Soviet Union and doesn't want the Russian country to be influenced by the West. Makarov wants the same, and he wants Russia to be the powerful country in the world. That's why he attacked the other European countries with chemical weapons, is to assist in conquering them. And we know that Makarov is still following Zakhaev's teachings, is because during the No Russian mission, he even says at one point,
For Zakhaev.
thinking that everything he's doing is pretty much what Zakhaev will have wanted. We can't confirm it, but Zakhaev was willing to launch missiles to the US. So yeah, most likely Zakhaev wanted the Russian country to be the only superpower in the world. Comparing Makarov to another Call of Duty villain, Raul Menendez, he is similar in some ways. Both of them shared the hatred against the West, and both had their homeland be affected by corruption. The difference is that Raul is an anarchist. He wants countries that are considered weak to have a chance to fight other countries that are considered superpowers, so like the US and China. And he also wants revenge on the West because of what they did to his family. But Makarov wants revenge for Zakhaev and for the people that betray him. Makarov isn't an anarchist, as he does want a government to be in power. He wants Russia to be the only superpower in the world. Talking about their end goals, in Black Ops 2, we see that if Raul wins, that people in other countries and in the US will riot and governments will not be stable. And in the Modern Warfare series, well, Makarov lose. But if he was able to win, we could probably assume that he will have had Russia rule the other countries with an iron fist, and he will be the enforcer of it, like he was the enforcer for Zakhaev, killing anyone that doesn't agree with them. To summarize some of the evil things Makarov did, he ordered a nuke to go off that killed 30,000 soldiers, used chemical weapons on multiple countries, framed the United States by attacking Zakhaev Airport to start World War III, kidnapped multiple people, and even the president, and I guess the list could keep on going on. Alright, to end it, comparing Raul and Makarov, I think that Makarov is more evil. Raul Menendez's story is more fleshed out than Makarov, but I also like that Makarov is just a simple villain. You don't need to feel bad for him, and the things that he does are evil for the sake of it in a sense. You just could enjoy how evil he is, which I like villains like that. So overall, I like Raul's story, but I do also like that Makarov is just a simple villain. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Liking and subscribing will mean a lot, and adios.